Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, welcome from Reykjavik, Iceland, the capital city of Iceland, largest city in Iceland, and it's living up to its name. It's pretty cold out there today. The wind is just like this. But hey, we're off to the Blue Lagoon later on today, but I had to bring you some breaking stories that are happening out there this evening, especially around the tropical storm that is approaching Florida. And then what happened in Liverpool is a little bit absolutely kind of crazy. First off, we have the tropical storm that has now left the Cuban area and is now approaching the southwestern side of the United States. Expected to hit the bottom half around Key West, etc. and then move up in through Tampa and then across the state up into Jacksonville and maybe parts of Orlando along those lines. It's expected to affect a few cruise lines, especially those leaving out of Tampa. Two of those have already been affected. One, we hear that Margaritaville at sea, the Islander, will be now positioned that it's going to stay an extra day out at sea to avoid the storm when it hits. But the really one that's going to cause a little bit more of a headache, shall we say, is the Carnival Elation. Now, the Carnival Elation was due back today, and tomorrow on the 5th. Unfortunately, it's currently on a 4-day cruise. It's going to be cut short to a 3-day cruise, and people will have to be disembarking today. Now, what that also means is tomorrow's cruise that is supposed to set sail on the 5th is now setting sail a full day earlier. Now, the good news is most people in those areas drive to the cruise port. They're very much local cruisers, especially 3 and 5 and 4-day cruises, so people have a chance to change their itinerary and make adjustments a little bit easier. However, not everyone's going to be able to do that, and now the people who are getting cut short will be obviously given part of their money back. The people who have an extended day are told that they will not have to spend any extra money. They won't be charged for anything extra on the ship. I don't believe they'll be even charged for the drinks package or anything extra, the internet, the Wi-Fi, having to leave a day earlier as part of the inconvenience. Carnival has also said they will not adjust their itinerary other than leaving and arriving a day early. They will just stay one more day out at sea where passengers can enjoy the ship. And of course, if this makes you unavailable to get on that cruise, they will have to offer you your money back. After all, the ship is leaving a full day early than what it was expected. So, yeah, inconvenience, and that's kind of the downside of the 3 to 5 day cruises, right? Those short cruises. Well, if you're on a 3-day cruise and it gets cut short, you're down to a 2-day cruise, or a 4-day cruise, you're down to a 3-day cruise. It can really affect your itinerary, these tropical storms and hurricanes that come through this time of year. So when you're booking those ships and those short cruises, keep that in mind as well. Next, we have the Disney, I believe it was the Disney Dream that was in Liverpool. And not only were passengers out and about on the dock, a very popular tourist area, etc., but many families come down when a Disney cruise ship is in port, and they bring their children so they can see the Disney cruise ship, and they make a day out of it. They come and, stroll along the boardwalk and stroll along the area and show the kids the Disney ship, and they make kind of like a family day outing. Well, on this particular day, it turned out to be a very bad idea, as about 2 protest groups, one they're calling far right, and I guess we'll call the other one far left, had 2 opposite protests. One was protesting the protesters, and they got into basically an altercation with police that turned into a riot where some stores were looted and police cars damaged, other people's cars damaged, and rocks and bottles and everything being thrown. One police officer was knocked from his motorcycle and assaulted by various people. One had his jaw broke, etc. And of course, the families were all around when this started to happen, and everybody just had to flee the area. All the families running with their children and strollers and things like that. An absolutely kind of disgusting behavior, quite frankly. It's funny how they pick a tourist area where possibly children are going to be to start doing this. Is there not a government building you can go to make your protest? Do you have to do it in a tourist area where people are making a living? I guess you can't, because in a government area, there's nothing to loot. You can't go into the cell phone store and rip off all the stores. You can't go in and burn other people's property, I guess, right? Hence the reason everybody wears masks when they go to these things. But yeah, not a good look. The police chief down there is really angry about this particular protest, how it broke out in a very popular tourist and visitor culture center, etc. And he's vowing to track down the leaders and everything of these protests and hold them accountable as well. So we'll see what happens with that. But in better news for Disney, anyway, if you're talking Disney cruise ship, we have the Disney Treasure was floated out. And it is that, a float out is a big deal because that's when all the finishing touches get to be put on the cruise ship. And you can actually see, hey, it floats. That's a good sign. The cruise ship can actually set sail and float out there because it's always an exciting moment for not only the people expecting the cruise ship and anticipating that cruise ship and want to see it, but also the workers. When you get to float out that ship, you know you've accomplished something and you're getting near the finish line. And that's a very exciting time for the people who work in the docks and at the shipyard as well. So good for that. The Disney Treasure has been floated out. We have the Disney Dream that was right around a big riot happening. And of course, we have the tropical storm that's now about to hit Tampa, etc. I hope everyone there remains safe. Keep out of the way. Stay indoors if you can. And if you can get out of the area, hey, maybe get out of the area just to be safe. Go spend a day down in Miami or go see some ships or something along those lines. But I hope everyone stays safe and remains safe at sea as well for all the cruise ships that are probably going to be affected over the next few days. Well, let me know what you guys think. How would you like to be told, hey, get to the ship today instead of tomorrow because we have to set sail today? Would that be a good thing for you or would that be a bad thing? Many people don't have people to look after their house, look after their pets, look after their children, get out of their job that day, etc., that they can change their plans at that drop of a hat. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.